Hey, what's up, Blue Jay? Yeah, what's up with y'all, man? Yep. I tell you, man, I don't know who's gonna want a PS5 going into next gen, man. I don't even know. Maybe if it's backwards compatible, like with all the consoles, maybe. But I don't know, man. I can't see myself picking up a PlayStation 6, man. You know, it's gonna be a restrictive console. I mean, even if it's $200 less, I still don't think I want it. And that's what's crazy, man. Because to be honest with you, you know, the exclusives, they just ain't there, man. The games ain't there. I mean, they really ain't doing none. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, showing is very diverse. Yeah, exactly. It's based off U.S. Raccoon City is essentially New York City, so I have a hard time, you know, understanding as to why these people keep saying it's Japanese. There's barely even Japanese characters in the game. You know, I mean, there's really no Japanese influence. I mean, Raccoon City is essentially New York City. Yeah, not anymore. Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, Zero Sam. Yeah, the market's changing. Exclusives just don't have the luster no more, man. I think I'm just more disappointed the fact that PlayStation ain't dropping out no games. Now, to me, that is definitely a room for concern because it's like anybody that's been playing PlayStation since even PS1 will tell you that the library of PlayStation is just it's garbage. And then they got Ada Wong too. But I'm saying the basis of the storyline, you know what I mean? Yeah, like where the storyline started. And the funny thing is, it actually is inspired by a lot of... Oh, come on, Mar. Marathon's coming. Yo, listen, man. I'm surprised that game didn't even get canceled. You know, you thought they would have at least made that game multi-plat before they decided to pull, you know, the rug underneath it. I think they should have. I think they should have made that game multi-plat Concord. You know, they think Marathon's going to make a difference, and I really don't. I can't see that. I'm gonna keep the grapes. I just can't see it personally, you know? And you know, and I do wish and the funny thing is I didn't enjoy games back then because they were exclusive. Those games just happened to be exclusive at the time, you know? I just think there's less passion nowadays. Yeah, 2026 will be. I mean, Gears Z Day, hopefully Fable, Forza Horizon 6. Like I said, Microsoft is already hitting the ground running. I mean, the ponies, they're happy that Perfect Dark got canceled because if not... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mostly, yeah. Those are usually all the type of people you could find in the US. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, it's more of a westernized game. I mean, it started off as a Western game. Matter of fact, the influence of the game even started in the West. You know, I heard Shinji was a huge fan of the Night of the Living Dead, and that started even in the U.S. So that's where he got the concept of his game, Resident Evil, because he was a huge fan of that movie. A lot of people forget that Shinji Mikami, no different than Kojima, were huge fans of movies. And that's where they got a lot of their adaptations. The only thing is that Kojima focused more on cutscenes and Shinji Mikami focused more on gameplay. So even though Shinji was huge into movies as a hobby, he at least was able to take that influence and make it into a proper video game. While freaking Kojima, on the other hand, his cutscenes and all that just is crazy. But yeah, 2026 will be though. You know, it's sad because I feel like we haven't really benefited this whole gen. You know what I mean? I think things are just starting to get good now, and I just think it's kind of underwhelming. I mean, this generation was very underwhelming, to say the least. And I think that's why a lot of people are not buying games because they don't see it as a significant improvement over its predecessor. Which in some cases they're right. A lot of the games they got coming out also come out on PS4. I mean, this game is even on PS4. It's even on Switch, for crying out loud. I mean, damn, it's even on PS2. I mean, you know, I mean, you can't be pushing out some graphical powerhouses. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with this game, but yet there's people in the West just want. Yeah. Well, they do this all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, it's made by Japanese developers, but the game is not Japanese. It's definitely not Japanese inspired. It's definitely not even Japanese influenced. I don't think, I think they had one Resident Evil that was in Japan. I think it was what, Resident Evil 6, right? I think that was in Japan. But it's not a Japanese game. I mean, it's Japanese developers, but the inspiration and the influence of the game, it's not Japanese at all. Matter of fact, they take U.S. movie adaptations. I mean, look at Resident Evil 8 with Annabelle and all that. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, yep, that's true. Yep, exactly. Because the free-to-plays, and people say free-to-plays are trash, but obviously free-to-plays have some. Oh, it's set in China. Okay, my bad. Then they don't even put the game in their own damn country. They rather choose China instead. Yo, that's crazy, right? We ain't got a Resident Evil that's ever been in Japan. That's funny though, right? They rather put it in China. They rather put it in China before Japan. It's crazy. Hey, yo, that is kind of funny though. Yep, and the funny thing is, to play a game that I'm playing right now, you don't need a PS5 for this. You don't need a PS5 for this. Yo, why I keep looking at this? Yo, why? Yo, this horse is trolling me right now. Is it really? Yeah, I already got it on the buy too. Yeah, I already got it. I know, I'm a little disappointed, man. I know, bro. You know the funny thing is, man, I was really looking forward to Arc 2, man. And shame at the people at Wildcard Studios because I feel like they trap people. They put out Ark Survival Ascended, right? And then they put that out there just to say, oh yeah, we're going to have this coming out next year. And then they lied to people. Like, that's crazy. I don't even think it's going to come out for the Series X, man. I think it's just going to come out for the new Xbox. That's another thing too, man. This constant hyping of games. And then they had to coming out on another platform. It's like, what? Like, what is this? I think it's very, like, and that's why I try to tell people, man, I don't know why people think it's acceptable to be waiting this long for some video games, man. And then they expect people to buy it. Oh, you've been playing that? Nice. Okay. I think he likes fish, right? If I remember. Fable, yeah. Hopefully that comes out next year, man. I mean, if Microsoft does that plus Gear Z Day and Forza, I mean, I think they've already beat PlayStation for another year. Why is this horse still sleeping? Yo, this horse is irritating me, man. Wake up! Why he just sleeping all the time, bro? Yeah, I agree. I mean, at this point, yeah, I think it's because they didn't have no progress in the game. I think when Microsoft came in to check, and they told Microsoft, they're like, "Yo, look, we have no gameplay," and they're like, "Yeah, Microsoft has been putting money into these projects, and they didn't work on it." It's the same thing they did with Scalebound. They took the money, right? But I could understand us. What was it? Was it Square at the time? I could understand them because at least they were working on multiple projects. They just decided to work on Microsoft's project last. So, Microsoft's like, all right, we're canceling it. Perfect Dark was their own studio. They were taking money from Microsoft, and then like Microsoft's like, okay, what do we got out of all the time that we spend and all the money? Oh, we just have that E3. Is that real gameplay? No, it's just a teaser. That's why Microsoft said let them go. That game was not going to come out for a long time, and at that point, Microsoft said, we're not waiting that long, so they canceled the project. And that's not a justification, but at least they canceled it before a reason. PlayStation, they just canceling games because they don't think there's a market for it, and I think that's even worse. You know what I mean? I think Microsoft wanted Perfect Dark to come out, but after putting all that money in, and them, what was it? What was the company that worked on it? I can't remember. And the company had no progress after all the years that they've been promoting this game. Microsoft said, just cancel it. Which in all honesty, makes sense, right? But PlayStation, they had Last of Us multiplayer done, and they canceled it. That's hurtful. Marvel Spider-Man multiplayer literally looked done, and it's like, no, just cancel it. That's why I was like, what? But that also means that Sony must have something in preparation for right now. Maybe that's how they see their future. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they out here licensing out their IPs. Yep, Patapon, yep. Tumba, everybody's Hot Shot Golf, yep. Yep, full multiplat. Multiplat. Full-on multiplat, baby. Oh, yeah. Gotta get that multiplat, man. Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know how much progress was made for that game in particular, but I do know there was a lot of progress for Last of Us, and they just straight out canned it. They just straight out canned it, though. Unfortunately. I know that third party pickles, third parties hold the PlayStation up, man, and they can say Microsoft's third party all they want, but that's going to be the end of Sony. Microsoft don't need exclusives. Yeah, me too, man. I really wanted to see what that multiplayer was going to be for Last of Us. You think them reselling the game, they would have at least added it in with that particular title, and they didn't. Which I think is actually messed up. They charge people for the same single-player game with some modes. I mean, really? But the mode that we all wanted was the multiplayer, man. That's the thing that they promised the people, and nope, they rather cancel it because they can't find a way to make any monetary. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's going to keep doing it, though. That's fine, because I love when they keep saying Xbox is dead. I love shutting that narrative down. Yep. Console gaming is done. It's done. Either continue to support the console or just go PC. And then eventually it'll be cloud, and then everybody's gonna get screwed over. So, well, that is the future, unfortunately. The days of having beefy hardware is coming to an end sooner than we think. I don't know, I think they hate Xbox because they feel that Microsoft is the cause of all this, when in reality it's actually the gamers themselves. It's not even Microsoft. It's the gamers themselves. They don't want to play your games. Oh, because they look at the fanboys online. That's why. Yep. So PC will be probably the best to play on. But yeah, they're gonna screw over PC gamers too because they're gonna raise the price up of everything, and then PC gamers are gonna get priced out as well. So this is bad for everybody. So, and you can thank the casuals for that. Like I said, it's not Microsoft, it's not Sony. They're just trying to, haha, those animals. Oh, you see the names? Yeah, we did that one time when we were streaming. Yo, I know. I'm happy you noticed. Yo, hey, yo, the pony, yo, my horse, his name is Mr. Din. You can't, not on graphic settings. I think Xbox, you like it? Thank you, bro. I think Xbox gamers do buy a lot of games. I think they do. I mean, people gotta understand, you gotta look at the install base. The install base is like what? Much smaller than PS5, but yet they can still sell just as good, if not better in some cases. I mean, Xbox gamers, why do you think their franchises are still alive? If Xbox gamers bought no games, Gears of War, Halo, none of these games would exist. Forza, right? Don't you have to buy these games, especially at the time when they were coming out? Xbox gamers buy games. They've been buying games since the beginning. PlayStation gamers ain't been buying games. That's why their franchises are extinct. It's just these trash narratives. Oh, we buy more third party. I mean, I would assume. I mean, you guys have what? 80 million PlayStation 5s out there? Of course you guys would buy more games. You got a bigger install base. Come on now. That is a terrible argument. I hear this argument all the time. Oh, we got a cow. Oh. Oh, snap. I actually got the cow. Oh. Well, yeah, because that's all they really got. Yep. Well, that's all they play. Yep, you're right. Oh yeah, I heard it's actually doing pretty good. At least from what I heard, yeah. Heard it's actually selling pretty good. Well, you know, they just want to push these narratives. Yep, and they got very good games coming out too. Very good games. Not trash. They got some heavy hitters. And that's not including all the other games coming to Game Pass, like the new Game Free game and all that. I mean, they got the games, bro. Ain't nobody can say that. I mean, if you look no further than what, Sorrows and then Wolverine, that's all PlayStation really got. Another 2 games a year, a AA, and then 1 AAA at the end. I mean, it's just I just don't like the output of games, man. You know, and if the best thing that of PlayStation is the fact that we get to play Xbox games, then that to me is stupid. Then I'd rather just get an Xbox. Then I'd rather get an Xbox with all the bells and whistles, get the Game Pass, get the freedom, get all these other aspects. If I'm just buying a PS5 to play the same games on Xbox, why would I pay PlayStation to play Xbox games when I could play them on Xbox with Game Pass? Like what? I could be saving money, this and that. Why am I buying a PS5 and then not getting every Xbox game, not having backwards compatibility? Like, I mean, what is wrong? Well, at least regards to classic titles. I mean, what? And including not having dev mode. But apparently Xbox is dead. Apparently. Oh yeah, Forza 6 gonna do numbers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that game's gonna do numbers. Oh, PlayStation fanboys, they love that game. Xbox literally only has Astro Boy as an exclusive. Oh, you talking about PlayStation, right? Yeah, and the funny thing is, it's just not a game that most people want to play. So even though it is exclusive, I can see that game going to PC. Definitely. Yeah, I know. Oh, because that's what they want, though, Blue Jay. They want Xbox to be dead. They want it. That their feelings. Yeah, it's okay, Zimmy. They want Xbox to be that. That's why. I find it funny. It is tiresome, but I find it funny. That's why I'm always calling it out. Oh, okay. Yeah, that Lego Batman does look pretty good, though. It does, actually. It looks pretty solid. Yep. They still want to keep it going. Even though they know all their games on PC, they still want to find a reason to keep this going. Oh, yeah, Fable, yeah. Wow, really? 50 million worldwide? And that's why Microsoft was talking about engagement. Wow. Yeah. Oh, because most of them are like Kids Smooth, that's why. At least the ones on social media. Yeah, the ones on social media are no different than the PlayStation fanboys. No, I haven't really looked into that, Blue Jay. I'm about to try to find a way to throw them in the video. At least to throw a segment. I could probably make a segment out of it, though. At least to address it. I don't know. I just get tired of the woke stuff, though, because it's like, oh, and they still doing it, too. They still do a lot of this woke stuff. Well, this game is woke, and I'm like, bro, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, yo, like, what is wrong with you people? Every game is woke. Every game's this. It doesn't even matter what the game is. Like, I was laughing when Andy Pants was like, oh, well, Solid Snake is a real man. I'm like, are you sure? Because those same things you're complaining about these games, I can name you several references in Metal Gear Solid where they had some questionable references. Oh, yeah, you talk about the incels. Yeah, they call it incel behavior with a lot of these dudes. Yeah. I'll try to see if I could throw some of those segments in. To me, they're just not worth making a video on. But I could definitely add them in. Probably at the beginning. You know, just to spice it up. And then I can go talk about what I want to talk about. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I got you. I know I do get tired of the woke content, too. I just don't want to talk about it all the time. Peace Walker. Yeah, Peace Walker was good. It's just like with Jay the Concept. That was a good one, man. I try to find some middle ground with him, you know, and I'm like, bro, you said South of Midnight was woke, and then he's like, oh, but you're not one of them. I'm like, listen, I get that, bro. Like, but you can't. It's like you can't say a game is woke if you haven't played it. And on top of that, I guess because he said that Sweet Baby Inc. worked on it. Regardless if they was involved with the project or not, the game personally, from what I played, is not woke. It is not woke. Now, maybe some other games that Sweet Baby Inc. has done, you could use that. But see, I get it. It's called guilty by association. So I understand. Oh, it's woke. Sweet Baby Inc. put their hands on it. Therefore, it's woke. But not in this game. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, they didn't really have that much influence. That's what I'm saying. I was telling Zed. I was telling him, Zed. Yo, what's up, Angry Therapist? Yeah, thank you, Therapist. They use it the wrong way. Thank you for the super chat. They use it the wrong way. Like, it's like any character that has representation of a black woman or this and that is considered woke. Like, that's crazy. Any character that is non-white is considered woke. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, I'm getting tired of it, bro. I guarantee when Turok Origins comes out, the game is woke. Turok Origins is woke. The man, he's Native American, bro. What are you talking about? He was like this in the original. What are you talking about? It's woke. Turok is supposed to be a bald-headed man like me. He's supposed to look like me, Turok. Bro, I'm like, yo, I don't... Bro, what are we doing, bro? They out here claiming woke on a character that literally is literally what he's supposed to be, and they calling it woke. Like, what? Oh my goodness, man. That is like one of the dumbest terms I've ever heard, bro. And they keep doing it. They keep doing it. He says, yeah, Antifa. Well, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not here to argue that. I'm not here to argue that the stuff that they do is not, I'm not here for that. All I'm saying, we got to, not us personally, but gamers have to stop saying woke where it doesn't apply. Oh, anti. Oh, okay, I thought you meant Antifa. Right? I'm just saying, I know what you're saying. I get what you mean. I know what you meant. But I'm saying as gamers, when I'm talking about in general. You know what I mean? Not specific people. But I'm saying, every time they see a character of color or whatever the case is, it's woke. Automatic. It doesn't matter what it is. Oh, they said that. The only thing I agree with is the developer was saying no. What was that? I think I did hear something like that. Who said that? I think I did hear about that. That's crazy. I mean, gaming should be for everybody. I don't know why they would, chastise a group of people because, But which game was this? It's just like with the lady when she had the speech, right? About the whole Game Awards stuff, and then she was like, well, she's good for women. I'm like, what do you mean, just gamers? Like, I get it, maybe, female gamer. I mean, but females are very well represented in gaming, way more than what I remember. You know what I mean? I feel like females get a lot of represent. The comment. Oh, okay. Really? That's funny because they actually had white people work on the game. Oh, that's interesting. They actually had people, they had all types of people that worked on the game. So that's very funny that they would say that. And another thing too, right? Because these people argue yo, what's up, President Jimran? When these people argue, they obviously are targeting a specific demographic. Does that make sense? I don't know if they meant all, obviously, but maybe a certain group of people. It's all about flame wars with these people. It's like they say stuff just to make people angry. You feel me? Like, oh, I'm just gonna say that because it's gonna aggravate people and it's gonna aggravate this group of people, and then they do the same thing, and vice versa, and then they're just constantly fighting about the same crap. Yeah, the game wasn't woke. Now, in regards to everything else that was said, like I said, obviously it doesn't bother me, but thank you. I agree, Haunted Jacket. That's my whole theory. That is my whole theory. I don't like it either. I think it's stupid. They would literally call Chucky, I cannot wait for that game to come out. Bro, I swear, bro, I will make a video then. I will literally make a video. I swear, bro, I can't wait for them to have this Blade game come out and they say, oh, it's woke. I can't wait. I want this game to come out. And if anybody calls that game woke, oh, they get in the video, bro. Oh, they get in the video. Oh, don't worry, man. Blue Jay, you'll definitely get that one for sure. Because I ain't going to have that. I ain't going to have that. You ain't going to sit there and say Blade's woke. I'm going to be like, nah, bro. Y'all going too far with this crap. Y'all going way too far, man. For real. I'm like, yo, y'all going way too far with this crap. Like, it's crazy, man. I mean, have you seen these people like the Quartering and all these individuals, man? They don't look like very happy people. They look very miserable. They call anything woke. Anything. Anything. Oh, yeah, you talk about the politics channel. I know, they're very sensitive. I know. They're very sensitive people. They don't like to be addressed for some reason. I think I seen a video of this guy. He addressed them. The woke channels. They don't like to be addressed. Yellow Flash and all those dudes. They're very sensitive people. Very sensitive. Which is funny because all they do is grift, and yet they get mad when people call them out. Like, bro, like all you guys do is grift. That's all they do is grift. It might come to PlayStation. Maybe 6 months down the road. I can see it being a timed exclusive. Oh, they all know each other. Oh, okay. I figure that. Yeah, I figure that. Seriously? Is that true though? Who quartering? His girl dating a his girl dating a brother? Is that what's going on? Yo, for real? So they just be out here taking stuff out on people because of things like that going on in their life? That's crazy, bro. I heard, yeah. That's crazy. Everything's a time and exclusive. They better use Wesley. Yo, I love Wesley Snipes. Yeah, they gotta use him for sure. Yo, what's up, troll? Yeah, I'm just getting tired of it too, man. The whole everything is woke stuff, man. Yeah, I know. It gives that kind of vibe. Yeah, I know. Like somebody crossed them. Yeah, some of them do, though. Those circles, a lot of them do know each other. So the fact that you brought that up, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. You know what I mean? Because they all do the same stuff, man. It's crazy. You know, and as much as I watch, like I see Antonio Speaks video. You guys know who he is? Young Don Reacts. Like, as much, you know, I know the brother don't like Christ no more because of certain things that he sees these people doing. But I respect him calling these people out because he's right, though. You know? And it's sad because he was like, man, hey, man, I'm not a Christian because of these people. And I'm like, bro, I'm sitting there like, yo, these people ain't real Christians, bro. They just using Christianity as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? But I respect what Antonio does, and I respect what Young Don Reacts do. You know what I mean? Because they do speak the truth. They do call the stuff out. And I'm going to tell you something. At a time when I was atheist troll, I used to feel the same way. I'd be like, yo, these people out here using God and this, and then they're not acting according. Like I said, nobody's perfect, but come on, man. The stuff that they be saying, let me say, Angry Therapist says, I'm 50 and growing up, and I had very little to no representation. I'm almost everything. Not that we are getting some representation. They get upset. Every heroes was always white. I never complain. I enjoy. Same here, bro. Same here. Thank you for the super chat too, Angry Therapist. You're right. My favorite characters that I grew up playing with were white characters. I have never complained as a black man about any of these characters. None of them. Now all of a sudden they got representation of people of color. Now all of a sudden it's woke. It's like, I guess they get so used to seeing themselves that they can't see nobody. Like, you know what? I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all because y'all rational, reasonable people, right? And this ain't me against nobody because I have white friends that think the same like what Angry Therapist said. It's just like, you know what it is? Black people, we can, or I should say anybody because I've only noticed it with other people. We can relate to white characters. White characters, Pacific people, obviously this demographic, they can't relate to our characters. We can relate to Peter Parker. We can relate to these characters. But if you ask them, they cannot relate to a person of color. And I think that's the reason why they don't like those characters. Like, I could look at Batman and relate that he lost his family. I could look at that and be like, oh, he lost his family. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, we can relate to that. But they can't do it the other way around. For these specific people. Right? Not all. But for these people, they can't. And I think that's what causes the problem. You know what I'm saying? They can't say that with us because everything else that we enjoy is Japanese, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's becoming like that. And honestly, though, Glass, a lot of people ain't really representing it right. And that's why a lot of people losing faith. You know? That's why a lot of people losing faith because I see the stuff on the internet. Matter of fact, there's this guy. I don't know if y'all know. I definitely seen this. There was this guy named Chud the Builder, right? And he was talking all this, you know, racist stuff. And I'm saying there like, what is this man doing? Right? He's saying all this racial stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, he's saying all this crap. And then he pulled out a weapon on somebody. I'm like, what? After he started and harassed people? Now he pulling out like, what? That's crazy, man. Oh yeah, Nick Fuentes. Yep, I've heard of him too. There's nothing wild about these conversations, Dustin. What's wild about it? Why? What's wild about the conversation? All right, Dustin said it's wild. I'm just curious. Why is it wild? I don't think it's wild. I don't think nobody's saying nothing bad here. I'm just curious. I just want to know why he think it's wild. We're people, guys. Everybody's people. We don't live in a society where people should be silenced over preaching the truth. I'm just curious, cause some of these people, they ain't right, and I don't like them. Not personally as people. Well, I mean, their qualities are bad. I had bad qualities. I changed. I get it. But these people. But I will say one thing. At a time when I was living, a little foul, I did not use God as a crutch. What bothers me, because I actually read the Bible, bro, and these people are using Christianity to bash people, and I don't like that. I think that's unacceptable. I mean, they're out here pushing racist propaganda and all that, and they say, well Jesus Christ. What? I be saying to myself, what? Yo, because I read this stuff, and I'm like, hold on, what are you talking about Jesus for? What? And they're using Christianity to be evil. And that's unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable. If you're going to be bad, I mean, at the time I was misguided. You feel me? I've done good things, but I was misguided in some ways. But I'm happy that I found Christ and I try to live a better life. But damn well, when I was living a certain life, I've never used God's name in vain, even when I didn't even care about him at a point in my life. These people are out here using Christ for racism. They saying bro, I can't believe it. Thank you. That's what I'm saying, Vic. And that's what I don't respect, because it's like Nick Fuentes. He's like, oh, this and that. He don't even know what he's talking about. I'm a Christian man. I'm this and that. And bro, you are out here you're saying evil things towards people and using religion and saying that Christ is telling you to do these things. And if you really followed God, you would understand that we all came through one man and one woman, Adam and Eve. Yeah, he was obviously either light brown. He was from that time frame, Mediterranean. He would not look like the pictures. It is what it is. I know what you're talking about. Exactly. They've been using Jesus for evil, and it's sad though. It really is sad. And when you speak the truth on it, they get mad. The Jesus that they portray, I call it colonizer Jesus because it's not the real one, right? And they said this is how he looked like, and I'm like, no, he did not. He would look like and I read the Bible, bro. I literally read this. And matter of fact, when Jesus, when the Romans try to get him, right? This is what it is. This is what they try to take stuff and rewrite history. They've been trying to do this since the beginning. Jesus, when he fled, right? He fled to the Egyptians, which were brown people. If Jesus was portrayed in the way of what they think he was, he would have stuck out as a sore thumb. If he was what they say he was, right? Come on now. Matter of fact, I got a good one too. I read everything, man. 1 Samuel 5:12. No, I haven't seen Microsoft's lineup. I don't know. I know they got Gears E Day coming, right? But anyways, regardless of what his fleshy form was, that's not Jesus's full form anyway. So that's just the form that he had when he lived on the earth, which really doesn't serve no merit anyway. But what people have to tell people, right? Regardless if he was brown thing, what's important is the truth. Yeah, he was definitely olive skin brown, white, not white. That you're right, he wasn't. You're not gonna have me say he was. You're not. Some of these people, they'll say that, or they'll say stuff like, it doesn't matter. It does matter, and I'm gonna explain why it matters. Because the truth. And if you read the Bible, the God of Christ, and that we know is all about the truth. I can't sit there and lie, bro. I can't. I can't sit there and say I love God and then lie straight to people's face because my feelings get hurt because things, I'm not saying me personally, but for some of these people, because things are not portrayed the way I thought they were portrayed. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I literally had a picture. I'm going to tell y'all a real story. I had a picture of a colonizer Jesus, you know, the white Jesus and all that. And you know what's funny? God told me to get rid of it. And then I looked up and it said you shouldn't have statues or any kind of Jesus and all that is idolizing. That's man-made. That's not who Jesus was. You know what I did? I took all of it down. I said, oh, snap, I've sinned. Now, mind you, people's like, why would you have it in the front? I don't look at color. I don't look at it. So when I see white Jesus, I look at it as Jesus. Okay? But I realize it opens the door for other stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let's focus on the message. Even though I know Jesus is brown, I still wouldn't put a picture of a brown Jesus. Because at the end of the day, regardless if he was brown, I don't know how he looked like. So I said to myself, oh, snap. I got to focus on the message. The message is what's important, not a statue, not a picture of what people perceive Jesus to be. His message. And I think that's what gets people messed up. So I took it out of my house. I'm like, I threw it in the trash. I said, I don't support this because I understand that this picture was used to create evil in the world. Man-made through sin. So I was like, let me get rid of it. Not because my heart wasn't pure, but just because I knew what it stood for. You feel me? And I know people say, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It does matter because God is all about the truth. God is all about the truth. And if you can lie to yourself about the truth, then you don't love God. It's the same thing with King David. I don't know if you guys have read that. The King David verse, 1 Samuel 5:12. And they said he had ruddy. He was a handsome man and he was ruddy, right? And I told people, right? And I do research. I don't just sit there and make things up. King David was brown. He was brown because if you look at the term ruddy, right? If you look at the term ruddy, right? People say, oh, he was red. There's no such thing as a red person. We already know that. I had some dude tell me, oh, that means he was red. No. Don't downplay. No. Don't do this now. So please stop doing this. I had some white guy tell me he was red. He was not brown. I said, listen, bro. He had the complexion of a Native American. Thank you. Exactly. It was used to... That's true. That's true, though. Right? The Ethiopian Eastern Orthodox, and I'm going to be on one soon. I think it's good because, matter of fact, one of the existing Bibles, right? One of the existing Bibles is still in Ethiopia. And it's very much similar to the King James Version. Very similar. No, I know that glass. I know God is everything. I'm saying Jesus, though. I'm saying when he lived in the flesh. I know God he's omnipotent. God is whatever he wants. But I'm saying Jesus when he came onto the earth. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying God directly. I'm talking about Jesus, right? But I'm saying King David, because that's where the lineage of where he came from, right? And yeah, it has the 72. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of those pages got removed, though. They did. And I wonder why. But I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, though, right? That King David was brown because when you look at the verse of ruddy, type in a ruddy horse. Type in ruddy horse. Type in ruddy dog. It will be a brown, highly glistened brown color. King David was not white. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Of course. It only makes sense. Of course. Exactly. You're right, Erico. That's what I'm saying. And I'm trying to explain this to this dude. And he's sitting there like, oh, no, Jesus was white. I said, listen, bro. I said, man, I tell these people, man, I don't know why they think this, man. I don't know why, but hey, you know what I mean? All I say is he looked like the people of his time frame. You know what I mean? But he definitely weren't white. That's not me trying to be, I just be being legit. He's like, no, he was white. I'm like, bro, you know what, bro? I feel like people like that can't be saved because I feel like they just want to deny the truth. That's all it is. They just want to sit there and lie to themselves and tell people that God looked like, or Jesus, I should say, looked like this, right? And this is another thing too, right? I saw there's a voice actor, Brains. Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, they say what was the Middle East? Exactly. You're right. He was portrayed in the paintings. Yeah, you're right, and that's kind of what people went with. But regardless of all that, at the end of the day, we all come from Adam and Eve. It's not logical. Yes, I agree. It's exactly. But you got people, right, Erico? I don't know if you're religious, right? But you got people, right? And I've seen it that try to divide, like to try to say that Jesus was not divine. I can literally explain to you. Yep, Moses lived with the Egyptians. Yep. Yeah, you know your stuff. You know your stuff, right? But to get to this notion real quick, right? To get to this notion, people say that Jesus wasn't the Son of God. You got a lot of people, Muslim people. That's not me putting nobody down. It's just me having a conversation. They say that Jesus was not divine, right? And they said he wasn't. They say Jesus was not mentioned in the Old Testament, right? That's what they say. A lot of people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it on live stream for y'all. Ready? Y'all want to know? I'm gonna show you aspects as to Jesus being mentioned in the Old Testament even before he was born on earth. Ready? Check this. Check this. Check this, bro, because I don't, like I said, and you can look these things up for yourself. Okay? So let me see. I think I had it screenshotted. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I got you. I think it was in Isaiah, right? All right. Y'all ready for this? Okay. Here we go. Right? And this is in the Old Testament, not the new one. Because they say Paul, it's Paulism. They say that's Paul. Paul, he said that that's not real Jesus. That's Paulism. That's what they say, which I agree with a lot of the things Paul, because Paul, what he does, he gives more emphasis on Jesus's sacrifice, right? Hold on, damn, where's the picture? I thought I had it. Hold on, I want to go for the verses. Let's see. Oh yeah, right here. Even in P Psalm 22, he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? We already know who said that, Jesus Christ, when he was put on the cross. Isaiah 53, the suffering servant, right? The suffering servant. That right there shows us that was Jesus' divine nature. And also, too, in the Old Testament, God says he will be born and he will be named a mighty king in the prince. You can look this up, in the Prince of Peace. Only Jesus was named all these things. Okay? And what's sad, because you have Jewish people that believe that, well, Jesus wasn't the Messiah because he didn't fulfill the Old Testament prophecy. He did. He did. Oh yeah, yep, Mary Virgin birth. He did. He's going to fulfill the temple and all those things in his second coming. You got Jewish people saying he did not fulfill the prophecy. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. If you look at all the he fulfilled it, and the sacrifice, including the sacrifice. The problem is with the Jewish people, they have what end up happening is that they have lost faith. But Jesus will come back in his second coming. Even for the Gentiles. They don't want to admit this. That's what it is. Jewish people don't, because they don't like the New Testament. But the Old Testament, it says that. He says Jews using their religion. I'm telling you, you know what's crazy? Satan doesn't like the Jews because a lot of the Jewish people are not the same Jews from before. But yeah, well, they don't want to admit that. Everything has been completely erased, right? And I did some digging. I had to look these things. These things don't come up and they just tell you. Okay? You have to really do some research. You have to really look into these things and see for yourself. And I've done that. I've actually done that, you know? But yeah, the suffering servant, it said I think there's a verse where it says all the sins will be brought upon this, on Jesus. Well, he doesn't say Jesus, but the Son of Man. It says all these things in the Old Testament. All these things happened. And you got Muslims and Jewish people saying he's not the Messiah. And it also says in the Bible too, if you deny the Son, you deny the Father. Okay, and also too, I want to speak in Revelation in regards to because well, I want to speak on the past in regards to his revelation, because think about it. When you look at the fact that God told Abraham to sacrifice his son, I don't know if you guys know that part. That part speaks volumes in the fact that Jesus sacrificed his own son for humanity, but obviously he didn't go through with it because God stopped him. Oh yeah, let me look. Let me see. The comments are cutting out at the bottom. Hold on. There's some long comments. Hold on. I got y'all real quick. Hold on. Let me look at this. It says, okay, hold on. Yeah, people keep saying, okay, most versions took Jesus out the Bible and put Lord instead. You have to go to the Ethiopian Bible to get more Jesus in the Bible. Yeah, and the funny thing is, right, because everything mentioned in the Bible is absolutely, exactly, they're deceived by Satan, Daniel. They're being deceived by the father of lies. That's what Satan is. The father of lies. He's the best. He's the best manipulator. And people have to understand, Satan knows the scripture just as well as God knows. That's how he's able to manipulate it. He knows scripture. He has to know scripture to be able to deceive people. Satan is not no dummy. He preys on the weak. That's what he does. Yeah, I know. That's the only bad part about it. Okay? The problem is that people just don't want to hear the truth. Right? But Jesus, he sacrificed himself for our salvation. Every single person. Every single person. He brought the sin, because I think there's a verse that said he brought the sin upon himself. Right? Which means that through his sacrifice and through his blood as the reason why we can repent. But only for the people that believe in him. And I had to tell a black brother, right? I'm going to tell you, Troll. I had to tell a black brother, right? Because he kept telling me, oh, that's a white man's book. I said, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, they don't like, we see, Jews don't like the New Testament because they want to be the only. But you know what's funny? No disrespect to them. They're not the real Jews. they're not the real ones. They're not. Yeah, I've been born again. I mean, I think most people that have followed me for a long time will tell you that I'm a different person. Yes, I've been born again. Oh yeah, but bro, before I was atheist. I don't know if y'all knew that. I was atheist, bro. I was atheist, bro. So when people say that God can't change you, Christ can't, it clearly changed me. Because I was living, bro, for the longest time of my life, bro. I was atheist. And I've changed. I'm telling you, man. He said Tyler Perry thinks that he's a Christian, but God never told him. Oh no, he definitely ain't no real Christian. I don't care for Tyler Perry, bro. Tyler Perry, he should be ashamed of himself. Tyler Perry he's one of those Christians that was sheep's in wolf in sheep clothing. That's what Tyler Perry is. That's exactly what he is. Okay, let me see. Hold on. These comments are long, so I gotta actually look at my phone to see. Hold on 1 minute, guys, because it cuts off on the screen. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Why? Okay, it didn't update. 1 minute. I have to actually go to my phone to look at these because they're so long. Okay, so we got. Okay, that. Yep. Okay, I read that. Yep, you're right. Exactly, Ron. Some of us just don't know it. Exactly. Saving part. Yeah, fully redeemed, aka brought back from sin. Exactly. He says, what do you think about these Hebrew Israelites? Oh, okay, that. See, the problem is that with the Hebrew Israelites, that they're still going based off the Old Testament. Some of them even deny Jesus' divinity, right? And they say, but you have to understand, chosen people or not, God don't care. Moses, when he went up to, Mount Sinai, his chosen people were worshiping a golden calf. Let's not forget that Moses, he paid. He was so pissed. Moses was heated. He said, wait for me. I'm going to go up to Mount Sinai. And his people chose to worship a golden calf. Because they thought they chose to worship a golden calf. God was pissed. God was pissed. Right? But yeah, the problem is with the Hebrew Israelites is that what they don't understand, everything they talking about don't matter. Oh, we're chosen people, it doesn't matter. You know what God considers chosen people? People that believe in him. People that live for him. Those days, no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but those days don't matter no more. You can sit there and say black lineage this. It doesn't matter according to Christ anymore. That's not what's going to save you no more. That is not what's going to save you. I will say it's good for history. It's good to let people know, okay, about certain things. But other than that, that's not going to save you with Christ. That's not going to save you. Does that make sense? Because they keep saying we was the chosen people. I get where they're coming from. The tribes of Judah, how they got separate. I get all that. You know what I'm saying? But then they go as far to say that white people can't, what they say, that white people can't get salvation. That's not true. That's not true. Even if you go by on their own logic, even every Gentile, even if you wasn't the chosen people, God said the chosen people is through your heart. That's what Jesus said. So all that race stuff does not matter because we was all made one anyway. So that whole chosen people crap chosen people choose Christ. Real Jews support Jesus. That's what it is, bro. Okay? But a lot of people deny the message because people are divisive. Well, yeah, something like that in the Old Testament. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I feel you, Dana, and much respect to you, brother, man. Daniel, I used to be the same way, bro. I did not care, bro. I thought I could do everything on my own. Pride took over my life, man. And then I realized I have to be humble. I got to be a better person. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I've done. And I research. I try to educate people on the Bible. I even try to tell, because this very interesting parts. I had to tell one guy. He's like, hey, man, listen, I'm going to break up. So he said, this guy told me, God is an evil person. That's what he told me. I said, what makes you say that, brother? I said, what makes you say that? You see, in this part, God, he came in and he destroyed everybody, right? I won't get in detail, but obviously he destroyed and he got rid of all the people. And I said, hold on. I said, you're reading this verse, right? Because this is what he's looking for. I said, do you know the context of this verse? No, I don't know the context. So I had to explain it to him. It's about the Alamakites and how they wouldn't let God's chosen people go through, right, for 400 years, right? The Alamakites, they just did not allow God's chosen people to go through. They would beat them, they would do all these bad things, heinous things to them. So during that 400 time period of it going on, God decided to wipe the Alamakites out because he wouldn't let, the Alamakites wouldn't let God's chosen people see him. They wouldn't let him walk through. And if you ask me, 400 years just to change your heart, just to let some people go, because people say, well, God was evil for doing that because he destroyed the babies and all that. But that was because of your sin, your consequence. All God asked you was to let these people go, and all you did was terrorize them. How can we say God's evil when God is all just? He said God had an Xbox. It's crazy. Right? Xbox! That's crazy. But I'm saying, right? What's worse? At the end of the day, God gave you the warning. 400 years, and you chose not to let his chosen people come. That's all he asked. So after the 400 years, God said, all right, this is what you seek. So therefore, he destroyed them. So he was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense, though. You know what I mean? I just thought God was evil. I said, no. God don't do nothing without a reason. And even though it might sound harsh at first, but it was all because of choices that people have made. You get what? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Because if you read that one segment, you're going to be like, oh man, God is evil. I can't believe God did this. It's like with the time of Noah, right? It's like with the time of Noah, right? And the funny thing is I heard about this guy. He's making these boats, right? I think Ebo Noah. I don't know if you guys heard about that, which is kind of funny. He said God told him it's going to be another flood and all that. So now mind you, right? I know that in the Bible it says that God will never flood the earth, right? But I don't laugh at a man like that. If somebody tells me that God's telling him something and it sounds legit, who knows? Maybe in some foreseeable future, there might be a flood in his area. We don't know. So when he tells me, oh, God's giving me this warning, but I will say one thing, God don't give you no dates. He don't. God gives no dates. He'll tell you, he'll warn you for a foreseeable future, but God never gives a date. Never. So when he said it was going to happen in December 25th, 2025, I'm like, it's not going to happen because God don't give dates. He don't. He comes in like a thief in the night. He gives no dates, right? But that's not to say that he's not legitimate in what he's thinking. Who knows? There might be a potential flood that might hit his people. So therefore, he might be right. He just might not be right about the date. That's it. That's why I don't laugh at people like that, because I don't know. You feel me? But I know some people do. But I like to keep my judgments for later. He said, have you heard of the Creation Museum? I want to visit that. No, I've never heard of that. They actually got a Creation Museum? Oh, yeah, I did hear about that, Glass. Yep, that's what, but God told her not to look back. And let's not forget, God can't be seen at all. I know, I did hear about, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about with Sodom and Gomorrah when he destroyed it and he told Lot, his wife, to not look back and she died, right? Yeah, I know that part, but that shows you, I'm going to explain something. That shows you that when God tells you to do something, you do it. Don't question it. Don't argue it. Don't do nothing. Just listen and obey. That's what that means to me as a person that reads the biblical scripture. Listen to what God says because it's only for your best interest. Does that make sense? You feel me? Does that make sense? Yeah. Because he didn't give the details. He just said, do not look. But maybe he told her not to look because he probably knew it was going to happen. God's not here to babysit you. Oh, please don't look back, because if you do, you're gonna be turned to dust. No, God told you don't look back, so don't look back. Just don't look back. You know? And we all know you can't see God. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Sodom and Gomorrah was such an evil place, man. They were doing a lot of heinous things over there in Sodom and Gomorrah. Very evil things, you know? Matter of fact, I think if you look at some part of the map and on the map, you could actually look at it, see there's a part that's completely empty. Completely empty, you know? So, completely empty. Like God destroyed it. And it's just surrounded by water. Oh, thank you, Intellivision. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes nobody comes here. It's kind of crazy. You know? But yeah, that's what I tell people. Look in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? Look at the references and the verses that mention a Messiah. And understand that anybody can be saved, man. Nobody wants to live a life and suffer the second death. That's the spiritual death. No, I got the Xbox. I could only I sold out. No, I got an Xbox. It's just they don't have YouTube streaming. I wish it did. I would be playing all my classic games for y'all if they did. Hopefully we get that with the new Xbox. He said, "Remember when Moses made a gate in the ocean for his people to cross and close it to stop the Egyptians?" Oh yeah, they were trying to stop him. Matter of fact, I love the Moses story because it speaks on the fact that he got him out of that. Moses is very important. Yep, very important. This guy. This guy said God told not to buy it. They did. This guy. Of the 8th, he's gonna send a hit squad to your house. Yo, for real, right? I'm not playing on Xbox. My favorite? Ooh, I don't know, to be honest, there's a lot. I like Genesis. I like because, well, Genesis is a part of the Noah, you know, during that covenant, the Abrahamic covenant. King David was good too. That the stories, the Solomon song. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Revelation is good too. I like Revelations as well. Yikes. I'm trying to think honestly. Because to be honest, people don't realize about the Bible. It's just a bunch of books compiled into one another. Oh, man. There's a lot. Mine is Wisdom of Luke. There's a lot of good stuff, troll. Because you know why? It's hard for me to say, honestly, to say to you, because you know why? Everything connects with one another in some ways. You feel me? Like, if you look in Genesis and it says in the beginning, you know, and then they do it in the, what was it? In the New Testament, in the beginning, the Word was God. And you know what's funny? I want to explain this to people. I want to explain to people real quick. Hold on. Right? This is how you know. This is how you know Jesus. This is how you know of the Trinity. I'm gonna explain the Trinity because they say all right. Let me. I gotta talk about this. Let's try to close shop real quick. Hold on. I want to explain this. Right? They say this is what they say. They say Jesus was never mentioned. They say God is one singular. Okay. God is one. God is not separated into parts. Okay. That's what they say. Now I'm gonna read you John 1. I'm gonna read people John 1. Right now, mind you, John was very involved in the life of Jesus. Okay, so check this. Right? Okay, y'all ready for this? All right, just like in Genesis. Right? All right, hold on. Let me see. I want to get the whole verse. Okay, here we go. Create an Xbox. This dude. In the beginning was the Word. Because let's not forget, Jesus is the Word of God. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. So that right there shows you that Jesus Christ is God. That right there shows you. And people like, no. He's at a candlelights with the ponies. Yo, I'm gonna explain this verse real quick. Because people think it's God, right? It's God only the Father, right? And I'm gonna read it again. In the beginning, right? Because this goes back to Genesis, because that's how Genesis starts. Was the Word, right? And the Word was with, keyword, with God. And the Word was God. Now look at, all right. So I'm gonna explain. This is how you know Jesus and the Father are one. You ready for this? With. Look, I'm gonna literally look up the definition of with. With says accompanied by another person. So that means that Jesus and God the Father exist, and the Holy Spirit as three distinct persons, right? Because they want to say it's Paulism. It's Paul. He made God, Jesus into this. No. What does with mean? Like if I go to the store with somebody, I'm with somebody. Because if God was singular, let's check this out, right? If God was singular, it would be like, in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was God. It wouldn't say with. There's clearly a reason as to why it says with, because there's another person overseeing it, another distinct person of the Father. Just because they don't use the term Trinity doesn't necessarily mean that it's not here. Matter of fact, there's even parts where it says in the Old Testament, the angel of the Lord. So just because it doesn't mention Jesus or this and that doesn't mean it didn't. What's up, Glass? That don't mean it didn't exist. Because you got to explain with. Look at John 1:1, with. Look at and if you look at the definition of with, all right, check this. I'm gonna be, hey, I'm playing the game. Hey, who you playing with? Oh, I'm playing with this other person. And I'm gonna explain the Trinity, right, real quick, because people think the Trinity is full of crap, right? I'm gonna explain it right now. I don't know if anybody has kids or whatever, but we're gonna say this. Let's say, right, a man, right? Because some people say, why does Jesus pray to the Father, God, if he's God, right? So check this out. I'm going to break this crap down, right? So people have to realize, let's say I'm a man. Well, I know I'm a man. Let's just say I'm a man. I have a wife, right? And we have a child. That's three, right? Can we all agree that's three people? A man, a wife, and a child, right? That's three people, right? Now let's look at it like this: three distinct persons all treated co-equal. Am I right? Your wife is you love your wife. Anybody messes with your wife, it's treated co-equal with your son, including yourself. If somebody hurts your son is treated, keyword treated, co-equal with your wife as well as yourself. So all this talk about, well, God the Father is stronger, God is stronger than Jesus, it doesn't matter. Because they're co-equal with one another. People can say, well, we don't need Jesus for some. Yes, you do. They are treated co-equal. That's why when they say you denied the Father, you deny Jesus, you denied the Father. If you deny the Holy Spirit, that is blasphemy. Does that make sense? Exactly. One God, three distinct persons. Three distinct persons. They'd be like, oh, well, that's like, oh, it's like explaining this. People get so mad, right? Yep, and the Holy Spirit, right? Which they used to call the Holy Ghost. So what these people don't get is that, and also too, we got to think about God being in the flesh when he was born on earth. They're all three distinct persons. Also called, exactly, he was also called, and also too, troll, wasn't that word created into flesh? There's also a verse that said that through the word, the Son of God was created through flesh. It also says that, I think in John 4 or something like that, John 14, I think, that the word became flesh. And Jesus is called the Word. Matter of fact, Jesus is called Mighty God in the Old Testament. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. They still denying it. They still deny it. But like I've said, that's why I don't really which one you pray to, kind of. Exactly. That's why it doesn't matter, per se. You see, Daniel, you get it. You get it. You're right. That's why it doesn't matter which one you pray to. Because if you pray to Jesus, you also pray to God. They're all three distinct persons, but all through one God, right? Just like, for example, if somebody says, well, all right, you know what? I got a good example. I'm going to break it down again because I love breaking down the Trinity. Some Christians, they run away from it, but I'm not the one that do, right? Just like if you have a family, father, child, and mother. That's three distinct people, one family. Oh! Broke it down. Oh yeah, we love God up in here. Let's go. Three distinct people, one family. Oh, you know the Muslims ain't gonna like this one. Oh, they ain't gonna like this one. They ain't gonna like this one. They're not gonna like this one. We got the father, we got the daughter, the father, the child, and the mother. Three distinct people, right? The father, as a man, is stronger than his wife and his children, but one family. Oh, just like we got one God. Oh, we got bars. We got bars, bro. I tell people, man. I tell you, bro. I'm too good at this now. That's how you know I read it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I think a Muslim would get mad. I be seeing these preachers, bro. They be preaching and the Muslim guy get mad. He get mad. And it's like, I tell them, man. I tell these people, man, you gotta be like, damn, that's the way you break it down is amazing. I tell people, man. That's how you know. That's how you know. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about what I said about that, you know, the family and using the family as an example for people to understand? Because a lot of Christians, they don't like to explain the Trinity because some of them don't really understand it. I understand. I'm fully aware of it because I read a bit of the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's how I'm able to put these things together correctly. You know what I'm saying? But one family. If you have a father, a mother, or your wife, I should say. I don't know. I don't think nothing was. No, I don't think it should be. Nah. I think we kept it peaceful here. Yeah, it's not a bad one. I know some people get offended by this type of stuff, but it's not designed to be offended. You know what I mean? If you learn it makes sense. I'm gonna have to check that out though. You know what's funny, Blue Jay? A lot of the stuff that we consume is very biblical. Yeah. Matter of fact, this game that I used to play. Matter of fact, you know what? Yo, troll, you gonna flip out when I say this, right? Check this, because I know you're a brother of Christ. Yep. Oh yeah, of course, Daniel. And I'm gonna tell you, and I know, troll, because you're a brother of Christ, right? I could tell. So check this out, right? I was playing Ninja Gaiden the other day, right? And I said, hold up. I said, hold up. When you look at the demons in that game, right? Because I was looking at the God's angels, and I was like, hold on. These angels that they call demons in the game, they actually look like the angels from God. Like I was seeing one with the bird, right? And it covered the feet in the face. And I'm like, hold on. This is some biblical stuff they showing. I started piecing. I'm like, hold on. It's so funny. And I'm like, oh snap. After I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. I was like, oh snap. This looks like one of God, the seraphim. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? You play the video game, right? And you see, like, the Devil May Cry and all that. And you're like, hold on. This look like the angels the seraphim angels. And I'm like, hold on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, yo, this is biblical. They taking biblical references of the angels and turning them into the demons for the game. I was like, oh, snap, this is crazy. After I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, yeah, with the one eye with the wings, or the one that had its multiple eyes on its body. I'm like, hold on. This is literally biblical. I didn't even realize. But after I saw it, I was like, I can't unsee it now. Yep. Oh, you know what I'm saying. I was like, yo. They began a lot of their ideas, Blue Jay, from the Bible, man. Everything, bro. They throw it in our faces. And I'm going to tell you guys real quick, though. Right? Be careful. I want people to understand. Be careful, right? Because in the rock music, I want people to understand. Because I even stopped using these gestures too. You know the Spider-Man? You know the Spider-Man with the web sling when he does? You know he's doing the devil horns when he's doing it? Have you ever seen celebrities? They be doing the sixes. They do it subtle too. They throw the sixes. They throw the six. Matter of fact, you know what they say? Okay? The okay symbol? That's the devil. That's 6. I was like, oh snap, hold on. I said, this is crazy. And then they doing the devil horns. Bro, the Spider-Man symbol when he shoots his webs is the devil horn. Matter of fact, you know the rock bands, right? He's a gangster living. Yo, farm boy life, right? Style speaking the Bible. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the destructive. Like the rock bands with the devil horns, where they put, yeah, rock on, bro. They're doing the devil horns. And people don't even realize it. I said to myself, bro, because I like Spider-Man. I said, I don't do that no more. He said, you're all wrong. Jesus is the Father, son. I said Jesus is God. I did. I did say Jesus is God. Let me see. I'm going to hear this approach, though. He said, y'all got it all wrong. All right, I'm actually quite interested. I'm going to hear what he actually say. This is actually interesting. Yeah, it was. Yep. And I tell my friend. Yep, they have distinct roles. So let me ask you this. Let me ask them do this, right? So is the Holy Spirit the same as God? Is it the same distinct person? Do they serve the same purpose? Oh, you've seen it, right, Zed? Yeah, bro. Yo, symbolism, bro. They be putting, there's so much symbolism. So much, and people don't even see it, bro. I had a look. Matter of fact, you guys know the Mark of the Beast is going on right now. Y'all like, what? Yo, the Mark of the Beast, right? That's in Revelation. Some countries are already doing it. Yo, all right, I'm going to tell y'all something. Look this up, right? Look up Mark of the Beast. They're doing it in Iraq. And the funny thing is, it doesn't show 666. You know what it shows? It shows the serpent. Look at it. No, I'm telling you, look this up. Y'all got to look this up, bro. And the funny thing is, they wear it on the top of their head. There's people in Saudi Arabia doing it already. They already doing it. And they say Allah. Yep. They all serve the same divine purpose. Yep. I know what you're talking. They already do it. It has like a serpent, like the symbol. They showed the symbol because back then it was Aramaic and Hebrew, right? So the guy, like, there was this preacher. He's like, yo, they already doing it. They already doing it. In some countries, man, the mark of the beast is real. And the crazy thing is, in those countries, they can't commerce. Yeah, the nation. Yep, there you go. You know what I'm saying? The nations of Muslim army thing. Yep, they're wearing it on their head. I seen it. The same symbol that God, I think, was it that somebody warned us in the Bible. They're already doing it, and it's the same symbol. It's the same symbol, and they got those people terrorized and all that. Yup. It's just crazy, man. They don't want to sell their soul. They would rather, you know, I'm telling you, the market of beast is already going on. I just think it's not full circle yet. They ain't full circle. It's crazy, man. Yes, yep. Yo, see, Troll, he know his stuff, though. Yep. And it's saying the name of Allah, which they say, right? Allah is God. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Allah and God is not the same. It's not. They're not. So let me see. The guy said, he said a good comment. He hasn't replied though. He said we got it all wrong. Where he at? Did he leave? Oh, why he leave though? Is he still here though? Because I thought he had a nice conversation. I didn't want him to leave. Did he leave though, guys? He said oh yeah, right here. All of y'all are wrong. Jesus is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. There's only one throne in heaven. Tell me who's sitting on that throne. But also too, in the Quran, I'm going to disprove that, right? Because even in the Quran, it says that that God could have a son. They said that he never did, but they never denied that God couldn't. And the funny thing is, people gotta understand though, we can't put the same limitations on God that we have. We can't say that God is only one. You have to realize, God is nothing like us. And I feel like when he said he created us in his image, I think he's talking about Jesus. Because God the Father is omnipotent. But Jesus, I think he created all things. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, because it says he created all things through him. Ah, come on, man. Come on now. Come on. So I'm very curious to see what this guy said, but he's gone now, unfortunately. I wanted to see what he said, though. Because he said we got it all wrong. Damn, that would have been a good conversation. I would have liked to seen it. That would have been a good conversation. Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I've changed a lot in my life, man. You know what I'm saying? And I really do hope a lot of people can too. You know, it's not hard. You just gotta reflect. You gotta look at yourself sometimes, and you gotta say, you know what, man? You gotta have the one better. You know. But a lot of people, they're very rejective of Christ. A lot of them, even though it's already mentioned in the Bible, but a lot of people don't agree that Jesus was the Messiah. But then you have to ask yourself, well, then who's gonna be the Messiah of this era? Because I know damn well that stuff ain't going on no more with the crucifixions and all that. That ain't going on no more. So how can we have another Messiah? He's in the modern day Moses. This guy. Like, you gotta ask yourself, who's gonna be the Messiah? Did it have a lot of religion in it? I know Grandia had a lot of religious references. Grandia did. Grandia actually had a lot. I know Grandia had a lot. Oh, okay. Yo, so Delvin, tell me about what you were saying though. Okay. I'm actually curious. This ain't it's not about arguing. I'm just very curious to hear your perspective. That's all. I'm not one of those people that judge people for difference of an opinion. I'm actually curious. I don't mind. You know what I mean? Let me see. Oh, Cobb salad. Ooh. Yeah. Yep, I tell people, man, there's only God, he's I'm telling you, man. He's all around. I feel like they all serve distinct purposes too. Oh, really? I never looked at it like that. I'm about to see that again. Really? Actually, hold on. Let me see if he's got another fishing rod that I can buy, because I can get better fish. Oh, damn, 50,000? Yo. Female goat. Damn, for a teddy bear? Yo, $1 million for a come on, bro. That's a little ridiculous, bro. Y'all see this? For a teddy bear? 1 million? What? You can't make this up. What? Yo, for a teddy bear? Yo, what? Yo, Nintendo what am I looking at, bro? Yo, this man. I ain't never seen nothing like this, bro. For a teddy bear? Yo, they have Nintendo. Yo, that's what game is good. That's what video game like a million for bruh. What? I gotta see this again. Yo, what? I can understand the goat. Even that's kind of what? Yo, bro, come for. Just look at the big googly eyes. 1 million. I can get my house. I can get a freaking look at this. I can fix up my house with a carpet, and this costs more. I can't. This man, he's a con artist, man. Build a bear 10,000 times, bro. This man is a con artist, bro. Ooh, man. Selling it like that. I got a gold fishing rod, though. This is good. I love the gold fishing rod. It says I can catch much rarer fish, too. Which will only equate to more money. Oh, well, I'm getting the same fishes, bro. This man robbed me, bro. Nah, bro. Got inside that body. Okay, let me I'm gonna read that in a minute. I got you, bro. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna definitely read that. Hold on. I'm just trying to see if I can catch this fish. Man, this man just robbed me for this gold fish, man. I'm catching the same fishes. Okay. Alright, 1 minute. I'm gonna read that. For sure. I'm catching the same fishes, bro. For 50,000. Alright, let me read this. He says, Delvin Norris, he says, all of heaven and earth was searched to find someone worthy to be sacrificed. So God prepared a body, and God inside that body to give us an example to follow. So now, the whole following thing, I think Christ definitely came down to, obviously, because in the Old Testament, it was to fulfill a prophecy. Right? It was to fulfill a prophecy in the Old Testament. Because let's not forget, God the Father, right? In his eyes, he don't believe none of us should be existing. He really don't. That's why he tried to destroy us during Noah. He flooded everybody. Let's not forget, God, even though he's loving, he's very wrathful too, and also too, he's jealous of he's jealous of us, which means that I know people's like, well, how could God? He's jealous of our well-being, if that makes sense. His jealousy is like in a sense where he's jealous that we can do better. So it's not in the same way as human in their sin. but all of heaven was searched to find. I don't think it was searched. It was created. It was created. In Genesis, it tells us it was created. God created it. So you're saying that it was searched, okay, and find someone worthy to be sacrificed. But the sacrifice, no, hold on. But in Genesis, the sacrifices was only made because of sin, though. There was no sin on earth. There was no sin on earth until Adam and Eve bit the fruit. We'll say fruit, because nobody would know if it was an apple. Until they bit the fruit. So there was no need for sacrifice at that point. Does that make sense? Because there was no need for the sacrifice. Sacrifice only came into existence because of humanity's sin, right? That's when they started sacrificing animals and all that. But there was no need for a sacrifice during Adam and Eve until after they've sinned. If that makes sense. Because that kind of conflicts with Genesis. That kind of conflicts with Genesis if you think about it. Yeah, God did come down to sacrifice, and so we all could. But that was that was during humanity not doing what they were supposed to. You know what I'm saying? When they didn't believe in God no more during Noah's Ark, God said, "I'm gonna flood them." Challenge the rulers of the exactly. Of course, Zed. That's what Jesus did. That's what he stood on. He challenged a lot of the rulers of its time, and people could not stand him. Oh wow, that's huge. You know what I mean? So that is true. Because I get what Delvin is saying, but it kind of, yeah, I got the King James. Yep, King James version. Yep. I don't know if let me see if you got to say it's like a gold. It's like the pages all look gold on the side, and it looks like it has gold on the top. It's the King James version. Yep. Let me see right here. Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Yep, King James. Yep. It's my favorite one. You know, it's crazy. I didn't even buy this one. This was given to me by God. When I started believing in Christ, things just started popping up, and I seen it, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, you know what? And then at first I didn't read it. At first I didn't even read it, guys. I'm gonna tell you, this is honest. So I didn't even read it, and as time just kept going on, I was like, you know what? Let me read this, and then I will say it transformed me, man. It really did. It definitely transformed me, and ever since then, I love it. I love it. Yeah, he corrupted it. Well, he did. He corrupted it since the beginning. You know, and I understand as a oh wow, that's huge. I understand as a human, because some people say, well, because God to us, He considers us worthless rags, no matter what we do in life. You know what I mean? We have to channel ourselves in. We have to humble our hearts and understand that we really don't deserve salvation. And through, I have an Orthodox. It's easy to read. Yeah, it is harder to read. Yeah, you're right. Because some of the words, though, yeah, some of the words this can be hard to interpret. But I've been figuring it out though. I read he says I have a, okay, but I don't believe in it by itself. I read King James, the new one. Okay, I'll have to check that one out then. Yeah, because some of the words, yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, because some of the words is a little, like trying to figure it out. I know. The new King James version is probably easy to read. There's like some errors and stuff, but I can figure it out. Like spoketh. I'm like, what? You mean spoke? Spoke off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like some of the words is just off. So you know what I mean? But I can still read it pretty good. I guess God finds a way to explain it to me in the way He would say it. But that's the one I've been reading. Yeah. Because some words is just like, what? It's just modern. Yeah, okay. So it's a lot easier to read. As those forsaken the X. Yo, for real, man. I remember when Dreamcast put out the Console War Bible. I'm like, oh, man, here we go. I read this book. Bro, this man even got I even bought it, too, on Amazon, bro. I even got it in my house, bro. I don't even read that crap. Yo, I got the Console War Bible, bro, in my house, man. I bought it for one video. And that's it. I ain't used this since, bro. I literally bought it for one video because I thought it was funny that he pulled that crap out. I'm like, what the hell wrong with this dude, man? Pull it out of here. He needs to lay off the console war stuff. Yeah, it's getting crazy though, man. I don't know why people still console war, man. I think it's stupid. It's not even worth it, bro. These people need to just enjoy it. Out here worshiping console wars. But I know Dreamcast is hurt. I know he's hurt. I know he wants gaming to be a specific way of how it used to be. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Cause I don't know, man. Like I like gaming and stuff, but I don't love it that much like he does. I think he loves it a little too much, you know, and he's got to find more of a purpose in life because honestly, like I said, I was doing the same stuff, guys. I was thinking, oh, gaming would be this and this and that, and then everything that I was anticipating, son means servant. Yeah, he was a servant. Yeah. Jesus was a servant, yeah. Yeah, even when he was on earth, he lived as a servant. I feel you. Yeah, I know you've been enjoying that Xbox handheld. Everybody. Yep, and you know what? I was doing the same thing at one point in my life. See, I have no shame in admitting it because you know why? Right? But exactly. Thank you, Sora. I'm gonna be honest. See, I'm not that type of person. I'm so in tune with myself that it doesn't hurt me about the past. I was doing the same thing, man. And you know what? And that's why I tell people when they're like, well, you know, you don't care. It's like, it's not that I don't care. I'm not going to put my life into this like that. If it comes out, it comes out. Oh, okay. That's what's up, Delvin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put my life into this, man. If they don't want to make games for me, then I just go retro and have a good time doing that. I'm not going to sit there and stress 7-8 years of my life for one damn exclusive. You know, or about gaming used to be good, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna complain, but I'm still gonna be having I'm gonna still have fun. Oh, damn, this cow's dirty. Oh, no, you gotta get washed, bro. You was dirty. Come on, man. Damn, he's dirty. Filthy. Really? Oh, man. Don't tell me the fake accounts are still going on, man. Is it the fake account, man? The fake account, man. Oh, man, here we go. Exactly, just have fun. Oh, yeah, I've been playing GTA Definitive. I actually beat San Andreas on the Switch. I'm going to beat it again on my Xbox. Yeah, just have fun. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, yeah, we all can complain, we all can discuss, we all can do these things, but have fun. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be like no, definitely not like him. I can't even freaking put that two together. But I'm saying, like, I used to think gaming was going to be better. I used to keep saying, oh, it's going to be better. It's, you know, and putting faith into this crap, bro. And I feel so stupid as a man to put faith in thinking that these companies cared about the gamers. Good answer, Carl. Right? So I get it. The frustration, you know, the feeling that the gaming industry doesn't care about you or what you say and everything you're talking about. It's true. And it can be very hurtful for a lot of gamers like Dreamcast that's still, or even Porter or whoever, that are still very much involved in this. And by the time they hit 60, 65 years old, 70 years old, whatever, if they can even make it that long, they're going to be like, damn, I wasted my life. I wasted 10 years of my life and PlayStation got way worse. Why'd you do that? You could have been having fun. And people don't realize 10 years is a long time. If you're 50 years old, you'll be 60 in 10 years, man. Have fun. Instead, they want to fight about this, fight about that. I'm like, bro, Porter Rock, he's too old for this, man. Just play, you know, if gaming ain't like it used to be, okay, oh well. But you ain't gotta act like this, man. If anything, he should probably buy an Xbox. He might have more fun, but like I said, he got too much pride. He got too much pride. He don't want to try nothing different. He's just want to live in his old ways and be miserable. That's what it is. Yep. Like they don't want to just have fun. Just enjoy gaming for what it is. I mean, yeah, I know there's a lot of bad stuff in gaming, but just enjoy what it can offer. Even when I complain, like Metroid Prime 4, I complained a lot about that game, but I still end up getting it through a buy two get one free. And I'll definitely tell you guys, I'll probably do a review maybe, like what on my post. I don't really do gaming reviews, but I'll try to do a post on it. I did it with Pokemon Legends. And you know, some people's like, "Oh, you would never play the game. You're just a hater." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm going to play it. I just find ways to get around stuff. That's all." Yeah, exactly. They don't want to make them because they're just not profitable. It is what it is. There's just not enough of us that makes these companies say, "You know what? Let's make these games for these group of gamers." Nope, not at all. Nope. There's just not enough of us, especially with the budgets of these games getting higher and higher. That's even more of a reason for the company to bail out. So, unfortunately. Oh yeah, use some emulators, man. Enjoy yourself. Get as many games as you can. Don't let these people try to, make you feel bad about, "Oh, you should buy these games." Bro, if these companies ain't coming out with these games, I'm gonna emulate, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and wait my whole life for a game that these companies don't even want to make. My laptop, bro, so many damn games. I can't wait for the new Xbox, man. The new Xbox, oh, man. That's what I'm saying. I need something different. I can't go into this generation and when they were like, "Oh, what's good about Xbox? The new one. Oh, we got Game Pass. 300 on Xbox, I think 302,000. Yeah, 302,000. Yeah. I can't wait for the new Xbox. I can't wait. Oh, I've been playing Pokemon Yellow too, even. I've been playing Pokemon Crystal, Yellow, and Fire Red. Yep. I've been playing them. I actually been having a good time playing them too. I love the old Pokemon games, man. They just have a nice, I don't know, man. I know the graphics ain't the best, but I don't know, man. I love the appeal of them. I don't think Pokemon was ever supposed to be the 3D universe that we see nowadays, because you could just tell the games just look bland. Ooh, what the? The games, in my opinion, just look bland. I mean, honestly, I played Pokemon Legends from start to finish, and I had more fun playing Pokemon Red, even with the graphics being worse. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, Gale. I have all those games too. Yeah. I have all of them. Some good games though, man. Oh yeah, that's the PlayStation fanboys. You see that? There you go. That's Porter Rock waiting for his exclusives. That's what he does. Oh, y'all didn't know? That's Porter Rock. Can't wait for my PlayStation exclusives. Oh, I can't wait. It's taking too long for them games to come out. Hey, Pony. Ah. No relation. Don't trust them new ponies over there. Playing on PlayStation exclusives everywhere. I don't like no PlayStation. With my hand on my PlayStation. I don't trust them new PlayStations over there. Don't trust that PlayStation over there. All the exclusive games going to Steam. I said, don't trust on Sony putting exclusive games on the Steam. Don't trust them new PlayStations over there. Or Xbox. Don't trust them Xbox over there. All the exclusive games leaving everywhere. Don't trust them Xbox, but the Golden Gun system sucks. Don't trust that Xbox over there. Don't trust that new Xbox over there. Xbox games go and play anywhere. Don't trust them Xbox. What the games going everywhere where they want. Don't trust them new Xbox. Oh yeah, y'all know that segment from Boondocks? Yo, oh my goodness. Don't trust the new Xboxes. Oh man, I should have saved that for a video. I could probably still do it. Oh man, I have better lyrics. Oh man. Hey yo man, they hate Xbox so much, man. They gonna live a long time just to see that Xbox is still here, man. And, you know, they so bitter, man. And you know what's funny? They even go as far to say that, yeah, PlayStation don't have games either. But I'm like, bro, y'all even admit that your own system don't got games. It's like they blaming Xbox for why their system's trash. Like, what? That is hilarious. Bro, I think this $50,000 rod was trash, bro. This rod was trash. I paid $50,000. Yeah. Well, think about it, Delvin. I mean, God made us perfect too, and they fallen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a good. You're right, because they said that what was it, Satan, well, Lucifer, whatever you want to say. They said he took 1/3 of the angels. Yeah. But I heard the angels, they don't get the ability to repent because they already knew. They already knew about God's glory. And, you know, I'm just very curious. God, wisdom, he made it. I feel, yeah, you know what's funny? That's a good, interesting point, Delvin. Because a lot of people said, right? Because God is all-knowing, right? They said, this is what they say. He's all-knowing, he knows everything. And some people believe, which is true, and I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying, that if he knew, some people say that he knew that Adam and Eve would eat from the tree. Some people say, why would he put it there? Why would he even tell them about it? Why? It's like God knew. Maybe in his eyes, he knew that humanity would never be perfect, and this way is his goal to make everybody perfect the way he wants. That's a good, I like what you said. That was good, because that's not the first time I've heard it. I've heard people say, well, you know, God is all-knowing, and if he knew humans was going to sin, and it's like, but also, too, God shows his love through free will, because if he didn't give you the option to choose, then there's really no love. He's just more of a dictator, right? But that is interesting. It's like he wanted all these things to happen to seek a higher goal in the long run, if that makes sense. Something us humans won't be able to understand, but only God does as our creator. I like what you said, though. I really do. That was very good, bro. I really liked it, what you said. You know what I mean? And I think that's why there's a part in the Bible where God says, I've created good, and I also created evil. Now, God did not create evil, but through his creation, evil came about. But he... Don't go into it, bro. We could get in... talk about Adam and Eve. Yo, Adam and Eve, bro, and they sealed our fate. I heard a man was able to live for longer, and then they reduced it to 120. You know. All right, so I'm gonna save this game, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by, having this conversation. It was really nice talking to everybody, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. All right, take care, everybody.